And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talladega. This is the one that's been circled on Rick's calendar all season long. This is his favorite track, and don't let him try and fool you. Well, besides New Hampshire, this is his favorite track. I will put that out there. He has been on a roll as of late at New Hampshire, and well, Rick, I'm going to have to say you're going to put that mile away. We're going to go 2.5 miles here at Talladega. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I would be very happy at that, Chris. This is one of my favorite tracks. I mean, this Daytona, New Hampshire, if you want to say that, we'll put that as a close 50th. But yeah, no, Talladega, man, I would be excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And qualifying is just about, well, actually, it is done. So we're just waiting for our starting lineup. And here we go. Starting on the pole tonight out of 3 Wide Motorsports, it's going to be the number 61 at DJ Mitzel. To his outside, Mafia Motorsports. Number 55, it's going to be Alex Edelman. Roy Fernandez out of CSRF Motorsports, going to start his 3 in the 3rd spot with Bromley Designs Racing. Going to start his number 5 in the outside row 2 position. Starting inside row number 3, it is going to be the 03 of Aaron Davidson, and to his outside, it's the 01 of Cody Sleeper out of CSRF Motorsports. Starting in the 7th spot out of Podium Motorsports, it's going to be the number 10 of Greg O'Barry, and to his outside out of Mafia Motorsports, it's going to be the 23 of Blade Timmons. Starting inside row number 5, it's going to be the 83 with a Canadian flag. It's Beefy Motorsports' own Brandon Feeney. To his outside, it's going to be the number 51 out of Vapid Yeet Racing. It's going to be Travis Elliott. And starting in 11th spot tonight, it's going to be the 13 out of the Deeper Darker Dew crew. It's Jamie Leach. Starting in the 12th position tonight, it's going to be the number 98 Jason Dobbs Racing Griffith. Jason Griffith Racing, number 98. Starting in the 12th spot. His nickname's somewhere in there, I'm pretty sure.
You were close.
Something like that. Starting in the
Dobbs.
something like that in the 13th spot out of 3 Wide Motorsports. How about Todd Poston starting his number 30th there? And starting in 14th spot out of Aggression Motorsports, it's the number 48 of Colby Combs. Brandon Dennis in the 32 picks up the 15th place starting spot. And Deeper Darker Dew crew number 38, Cody Levitt, going to be starting in the 16th spot. No Doubt Racing's number 56, Steve Pooh, is going to be starting in 17th. GBR Racing, Jared Hagedorn in his 2, going to be starting in the 18th position. Donald Bennett in the 31 out of Keystone Motorsports, going to be starting in 19th. How about this? Danny V at a Draft Top Raise Energy, the 04, going to be starting in 20th position tonight. Daryl Calger going to be starting his Coast to Almost Coast, number 26, in the 21st position. And then bringing up shotgun on the field out of Mean Streak Motorsports, it's the number 11, Mike Todd. Got to thank Stephen Herman in the 711. He is going to be running race control here tonight. That is our grid around this big track. Getting ready to go. Pace truck lights are off. We're running down the backstretch. Can't thank you guys enough for tuning into the Turn 3 Racing Network. Ramp, great to see you out there. I'm sorry that church got canceled on you tonight. Next week, of course. Feel free to go there, and then you can tune into the race either when you get home or the next day or the day after. It's going to be right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network's YouTube channel, along with all of the racing that we broadcast. There are many races, many different leagues that you can choose from.
But the best ones are right here on Tuesday nights, and we can throw in our Sunday nights because they have the best broadcasters, I think. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right. Pace car lights are off. Again, getting ready to go. Green flag racing for the very first time tonight. And DJ Mitzel going to pick up the field as the pace truck runs down below that yellow line, getting ready to come down pit road, waiting on the first green flag of the evening. The 61 has control of the field, waiting through that tri-oval. It's a long ways to go before we get to that green flag. Oh man, I forgot how long it was, Rick. They're still going.
It's still going. It takes a little bit here. There we go.
Green flag is out for the first time tonight. 75 laps here at Talladega. Oh my goodness, I forgot how long it took to get down that tri-oval under pace conditions. Wow.
And all I know is that the 55, if Alex Edelman does not win this, then this race was rigged tonight. I mean, he is in the Wonder Bar number 55, so it's time to shake and bake, buddy.
Shake and bake. All right. A lot of shaking and
Fernandez.
baking going on already. Roy Fernandez launching towards the top. He's got Michael Bromley right behind him. On the top side, on the bottom side, DJ Mitchell getting pushed by Aaron Davidson in the 03. Now it's going to be Roy Fernandez dropping down to the bottom side, leaving Bromley up top all by himself. And that top lane getting pushed back already.
Yeah, Bromley's kind of bringing it in there. He's got Edelman right behind him. The 01 is Sleeper trying to help him out. But, man, that inside lane, Chris, there is a great train of cars down there. So those guys definitely need some more help up there. Just hang on. The 98 is coming of Jason Griffith. See if he can help out a little bit and try to get up to the back bumper of Cody Sleeper. But as of right now, nope. Dobbs says, no, I'm going to go down here. The 55 moves down. Bromley is in trouble. He's only got one helper, Chris, and that is the 01 of Cody Sleeper right now.
Cody Sleeper trying to get it in there and get it done. Second lane starting to form again right behind the 03 of Aaron Davidson. He's got the 10 of Greg O'Berry in that second lane. 2 lanes of action going on here at the Salt Flat Cup Series. Want to go ahead and get it out of the way now. If you don't have a SimBox, make sure you go over to Facebook and check out SimBox PC on Facebook for all of your button box needs. And the 3 and the 03 playing a little bumper tag. That pushes the 03 to the top side of the track. He falls back in under O'Berry, or behind O'Berry rather, and Fernandez in the 3 car going to lead the way on the top side. 3 cars versus about everybody else, and that's not going to be enough. O'Berry drops back down into, single file now. Ooh, big moves.
Big moves now. Of course, O'Berry in that 10 machine, the 03, the 3, they, and during practice, Chris, they were running a lot of drafting practice. So those drivers really know what these cars can handle. I mean, they were literally bump drafting, hitting hard, doing all kinds of things just to test everything out. And I think they got it figured out. So I don't expect to see those 3 cars back there for too long. But right now, DJ Mitchell reclaims the lead here with the 51 of Elliott right behind him. Elliott making some good moves, Chris. He's up 8 already since the drop of the green flag. But right now, the biggest mover is the person in 6th position right now. That's the 32 of Brandon Dennis. Up 9 positions, sitting in 6th.
Roy Fernandez led the first lap. Now DJ Mitchell, our pole sitter, right back up top in second lane, trying to form again. Look at the wiggles that's happening out of those cars as they jump out to the outside. The 3 may have had contact by the 10. As jumping out like that may have slowed them up just a little bit. They drop back down into single file lane. DJ Mitchell leading the way, the 51 of Travis Elliott. Brandon Feeney in the 3rd spot. Jamie Leach, Todd Poston rounding out the top 5 out towards the rear. In the 11 car, it's going to be Mike Todd. And you see that there's a second group of cars that have kind of formed up, maybe even a 3rd group. But they are letting everybody up front race. These guys just hanging on single file, trying to stay out of what could be the big one here tonight. 5 laps completed out of 75, and all drivers accounted for.
That's the thing that these drivers got to worry about, Chris. We're only on lap 5 with 75, so 70 laps left to go here. Plenty of racing left, but the big one could come. We saw it in practice there where every car got taken out there, but thankfully it was just practice. They just got their backup cars out and went to town. And now that we're under the green, they have to be careful, and you're absolutely right. One of the biggest losers there, Chris, is Michael Bromley right now. He is down 12 positions, sitting in 16th. He's kind of bringing up that, I guess you could call it the 3rd pack. He's leading that way. He's got Danny Venezuela right behind him in the 04. 38 of Cody Levitt, Derek Hagendorn's there, Donald Bennett, Daryl Calder. Then it breaks away just a little bit. Mike Todd trying to catch up to the back end there of the 26.
Yeah, the big thing this early in the race is don't lose a drafting partner. Don't be out there by yourself because you will fall backwards quickly. These guys up front doing a great job, kind of hanging out single file. Every now and again, you're going to get a car that peeks out, but really single file here so far in the first 6 laps as we get ready to roll through that tri-oval once again to start lap number 7.
And even though, like you said, Chris, the drivers are peaking, trying to make some moves there, they're being very cautious where they're taking their time. and it's actually helping keep the pack together. I mean, as I'm looking back here in 15th position, you got Stephen Pugh there in the 56. He's able now to catch up to the back bumper of Cody Sleeper. He was kind of the lone car back there. Bromley not too far back. Actually, Bromley getting up on the outside lane, losing a few more positions as the 38 of Levitt. Hagedorn goes around him. Donald Bennett. I think these guys are trying to figure out what they want to do, but the cars are starting to catch up to each other, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, some of these guys, this may be by design. I believe it is, as they trade off positions, perhaps just to let the motors cool down. And right back into that single file race strategy. Up towards the front, though, it's still that single file, nose to tail, top, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. I can't count them that quick. How about this? There's the 55. There's the 48. And there's the 56, Steve Pugh. So the top 15 kind of nose to tail. That's the two groups that are out there, though. Steve Pugh trying like heck to try and keep a hold of the back bumper of the 01 and might be slipping away from Sleeper just a little bit. Back up towards the front, though. DJ Mitzel, our pole sitter tonight, lost it on the first lap, got it back, and has led every step of the way since then. Travis Elliott, Brandon Feeney, right on his back bumper, along with Jamie Leach and Todd Post in our top 5. And even more than that, watch out for Brandon Dennis. Last week had a pretty good race, and maybe looking to try and follow it up here at Talladega. Rick, is it luck, skill, both? What's going on here? How do you win a race at Talladega?
Well, really, Chris, I mean, either you do what DJ Mitzel did and you qualified on the pole and you keep everybody behind you for 75 laps, or you do kind of like what Michael Bromley was doing, where he just kind of fell back. He's happy. He's racing around his friends right now. I mean, obviously we know Bromley and Bennett work well together. Danny Venezuela also. So you gotta work with your partner. You gotta take care of you don't have to really worry about your tires, but you got to watch your temperatures of your engine and maybe swap off. I mean, when you and I used to race this thing, it was always fun, and you would always go, hey, listen, go by me, so that way you can cool off and I'll just chill out behind you, and we would just have some fun and talk and hold your line. That's all you got to do. You got to be cautious for that big one. We know it's going to happen. I mean, there is 22 drivers on the track tonight, so all it's going to be is one mistake. Someone's going to try to make a move, and then we see some 3-wide racing, and that's always fun.
You mentioned something about temperature, and let's go ahead and take a peek at that, because it's not bad here in Talladega. It's 79 degrees air temperature. Track is a little bit warm, 103, but for this big 2.5 miler, that don't matter so much as they continue to roar around this track. In the middle of the corner, pulling 188, 189 miles an hour as your race leader. And on the stretch, he is going to increase quickly. Already up to 194, 95 miles an hour is the 51 Travis Elliott, pushing really hard right now. DJ Mitzel just got an ultra good push out of Travis Elliott. Look at the separation they put on Brandon Feeney.
Yeah, but the problem is, Chris, that is a very dangerous move to do. I mean, if Elliott didn't put that 51 square onto the 61's bumper, that could have sent him around. The other thing, you don't want to get too big of a lead here with just a couple of cars at Talladega, because that's going to allow everybody else to kind of freight train by you, and it can actually be a disadvantage for you. So it worked out for him this time, but they don't want to do it too much. And the 51's got to be careful, because he's getting no air right now in the front of his car. So I'm sure his temperatures are going up. Maybe that's what he's trying to tell Mitzel, like, hey, just can I go by you just for a little bit? Give me some clean air for a minute.
Well, very possible. Let's go in and take a peek. Of course, we can't see temperature, unfortunately, from our vantage point. The only thing we got is RPMs, and you're going to see it doesn't vary a lot here at Talladega, right around that 8,000 mark. It looks like he's just under 8,200 RPM here as we are sailing through the laps here at Talladega.
And of course, just looking at the teams, Chris, DJ Mitchell and Travis Elliott, of course, Todd Poston also, but all three of those drivers are 3-wide motorsports, so they are working together, so they are able to communicate on team chatter. I mean, this is definitely working out to Elliott's advantage because Mitchell is burning a lot more fuel than that 51 is. A lot more fuel.
Now Todd Poston in the 30. He may have been taking a peek to the inside of Leach, but also maybe just trying to get some fresh air behind that black number 13. Leach is leading the way for him, and it looks like first round of pit stops are underway as DJ Mitchell gives up the race lead. He's coming down pit road with a bunch of others. Brandon Feeney stays out, and the Liquid Molly number 83 is your race leader. To the outside, though, here comes Roy Fernandez. He's got a big head of steam with Greg O'Berry and Aaron Davidson right behind him. The three of them pass and drop back down to the inside. Feeney, for just a moment, had the race lead.
Chris, you asked me earlier about, what you want to do to win this thing. Well, Mitchell and the rest of the guys over at the 3-wide motorsports team, they did exactly what they needed to do. They all came down together. And Feeney's kind of the odd man out here. I mean, he is not on the leader. He's not the leader now, which is actually probably a good thing for him because at not having any teammate, he can kind of go down with some of these other drivers, which he's doing now as
big
the pack pulls up.
Oh, look out for the 10. Oh, the 3 gets involved with the 10 on pit road. Brandon Feeney facing the wrong way. This is not the pit stop you wanted.
Nope.
Early enough that they can come back, but Rick, that is going to put them back probably about 3 or 4 seconds on the track. Just that little bit of stoppage there is really going to hurt those guys.
It is.
Back out on track, the 51, Travis Elliott looks like he is going to gain the race lead here if he can get in front of the guys just now coming off from pit road, and he should have the momentum to be able to do that. Unfortunately, just a 2-car breakaway, so if these guys can get lined up that are just coming off from pit road right now, they should have a chance to go around our race leaders. Oh, the 13 Leach having a little bit of a blinking problem.
And I mean, that's never good, but if it's going to happen, Chris, this is the time that you want that to happen. You don't want to be in a pack of cars when that happens because, for Jamie Leach in the 13, he's just driving and all of a sudden all those cars around him will just disappear. And then for all the drivers that are around him, it's vice versa. He disappears. You don't know where those cars are when you're on the track. You just got to hold your line and kind of do your thing.
Race leader Colby Combs brings the 48 down pit road. He's by himself, and that is one thing we just talked about. Don't want to do that, but Colby doing it all by himself. Greg O'Berry appears to be off track. He was the 10 car involved in that little scuffle. May have picked up some damage. He's on pit road. Travis Elliott, Jamie Leach, your race leaders. Aaron Davidson in the 3rd spot, trying to catch the tail end of those two. And Alex Edelman just trying to hold on to the draft. If he can get with Aaron Davidson, he'd have a little bit of help there in the draft situation. So Edelman keeping the foot down. Blade Timmons making up the next group.
And I'm going to keep my eye on Colby Collins, Chris, because I'm looking through here, and it seems that everybody but Feeney in the 38 and the 48 of Collins has a team. So the 48 definitely, not where he wants to be right now. He's in 20th position. Roy Fernandez, who is in 21st position, is quite a ways away right now. And of course, they got to wait for O'Berry to come, but O'Berry is way back. So
now the good news is O'Berry is back out on track, but being scored down a lap. Roy Fernandez, of course, is off pace because of that incident going on to pit road. And that's what happens. You get yourself just out of the pack a little bit, and you lose a ton of time around this track.
Yeah, you really do. And that's one of the tough things. I mean, if you're lucky, you might be able to catch the leaders in case there is a caution that comes out. But I mean, we're on lap 17 of 75 right now, Chris. It's been green flag all the way through so far, which is good. Knock on wood, it keeps going that way. Now we're on lap 18. So you might be able to, catch a break a little bit, especially if you can pull in behind, the 03 of Davidson. But it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, DJ Mitchell has got an army right behind him trying to catch your front runners. So our pole sitter right now sits in the 4th spot, and he is separated away from the pack. He's got 6 cars behind him, so they should be able to catch that front pack here within the next lap and a half. This is one of the things about super speedway racing is just when you think you can't, you get a couple of cars behind you and make it so you can.
And you know, I won't lie, Chris. You know me. I'm an old school NASCAR fan. You know, I don't like the playoffs. I don't like the chases. I don't like the, you know, the stages. Until it comes to a point like this, it would be nice to have a stage for these guys know that they'd be able to catch up, especially with the way that everything. But if those guys just stay nose to tail, they will. You know, they'll slowly reel in the leaders.
Yeah, and they're doing that right now, as you can see that gap closing. And unfortunately for Roy Fernandez, the train has caught the back bumper for him, and around they go. So Roy Fernandez now going to be a lap down along with Greg O'Barry. Both of those drivers had an incident coming down onto pit road, and they pay the price by going down a lap.
I thought Blake Timmons was going to make a smart move. Well, not really a smart move because he doesn't want to lose the draft there either. But he tucked in behind the 3 there just for a minute. But it seems like everyone's just starting to go around for Fernandez right now. He's got to just kind of tuck in maybe right after Cody Seefer goes by, see if he can catch that draft, just break train with these guys for a little bit.
Well, that's exactly right. The sleepers are about to go by him right now. Now Roy Fernandez has a chance to keep up with that crowd if he can stay with the draft. That's a big if, though. Those guys are going, what, 5-10 miles an hour faster,
yeah.
And you got to try and catch the tail end of it. If you wait too long, you're going to lose it. And right now, a little too early to tell, but it looks like the 3 may be okay. Back up front, Travis Elliott continues to lead the way. Jamie Leach, Aaron Davidson, DJ Mitchell, and Brandon Dennis in a small 5-car breakaway. Your top 5 right there in the picture. I want to go ahead and thank everybody once again for tuning into the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the Salt Flat Cup Series presented by SimBox. If you haven't done so yet, please head on over to facebook.com/SimBoxPC and take a look at what they have to offer. It's all high quality stuff and ready to be built for you.
I'm just checking in on speeds, Chris. So Fernandez doing about 196 miles per hour right now. Sleeper, who we saw go by him in that pack there with the 56, the 30, the 55, 23, and the 13. Right now, Sleeper doing 202.
Yeah. Like I said, it's really, really hard. You have to time it so perfectly to fall into a line that's going past you. Very, very tough thing to do. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Fernandez was able to do it as he is falling off pace. And he does have another group of cars that are coming from behind him. Oh, Colby Collins, who took a pit stop all by himself after relinquishing the lead, finds himself in the very top groove going down a lap.
You know, now that I'm looking at the leaders, Chris, so Elliott was just doing 215 miles per hour with Davison doing 207. Now that's changed a little bit now that they caught, you know, each other's draft and they're sucking up a little bit, but you know, that's a big difference right there.
Yes, it is. That is some serious closing speed. And you have to be careful about that too. Last thing you want to do is close up on somebody and then take them out. So people say you don't have to use the brakes here at Talladega. And I don't know. I've always found a good use for the brakes, and it's just to drag them a little bit in that situation so that I don't come up on the driver in front of me too quickly and take us both out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's a big misconception that a lot of people have, that, you know, maybe they don't like super speedway racing, Chris, but, you know, you're absolutely right. They're like, oh, it's so boring. All you do is you just put your foot into the gas and you go. Well, that's not true. I mean, you know, if Davison wasn't careful and he wasn't watching, and then, of course, you got, you know, Mitchell there, Brandon Dennis right there. Those guys very close together. So it makes a chain reaction. You know, once Davidson hits those brakes to slow down so he doesn't, you know, punt Elliott and hit him too hard and cause an accident, you know, he's on the brakes and everybody else is going to follow suit. So there is some technical racing here. I mean, it's not as much as like a short track race, obviously, but it's fun. This is my kind of racing.
Now, really, you're just looking to drag the brakes again.
Yeah, you don't want to slam on him. You don't want to be too hard on it.
No, that'll send the car flying. Definitely don't want to do that. But so far here tonight, everybody doing a pretty darn good job. A little problem with a couple of drivers coming down pit road. But the entry speed onto pit road is very quick, too. You got to drop way down very quickly. So, understandable. Travis Elliott in the 51, leading this one. Aaron Davidson in the second spot. Our pole sitter, DJ Mitchell, sits third. Brandon Dennis, Jamie Leach round out the top five. Then it's Blade Timmons, Alex Edelman in the number 55. The 30 of Todd Poston, Steve Pugh in the number 56. The 01 of Cody Sleeper make up the front runners of this race. That's the top 10 drivers. The 48 behind them, Colby Collins, is down one lap in that ally number 48.
And you're talking about pit road speed, Chris. It's been a while since I've actually raced on Talladega, but if I remember correctly, it's like 55 miles per hour. So I mean, you still gotta, you know, you're getting into the brakes pretty hard there, but it's a lot better than like 35, 40.
Oh yeah, I mean, you've just said that we saw a driver going 215 miles an hour. Drop down to 55, or even if it's 65, you know, that's not an easy thing to do.
I don't remember. If memory serves me correctly, pit road speed's 55, pace speed is 65 here, but it might be reversed.
Well, Jamie Leach pops out of line and rejoins at the tail end. He's going to be able to grab hold of the 48 of Colby Combs. So Leach in the 10th spot now after he, I don't know, jumped out of line. Maybe it was a cooling issue.
And that front pack starting to catch the next run of cars there. Mike Todd in the 11 and the 26, Daryl Calder. Calder and Todd just starting to head into turns 3.
Yeah, Greg Berry is there.
We got some pit stops happening too here pretty quick.
Well, that could be what these guys need. Uh-oh. The 26 and the 11 bringing it down. Greg O'Berry going to be by himself, but our race leaders are bringing it down pit road. That might be enough to save O'Berry from going down a lap, and look at the tires lock up coming down pit road. Blade Timmons now your race leader. He's got Alex Edelman and Steve Pugh right behind him. First through third, then the fourth car in line, the 48 being scored a lap down. Colby Combs trying to get it back. Very clean racing here tonight, being very respectful, these guys. After the dirt racing last week, which was a ton of fun, here we are on the opposite end of Bristol, Talladega.
You gotta love the Alabama game. Whoa, the 55 coming in hot.
Yeah, 55 coming in hot. The 23 maybe a little slow. Oh, the 55 may have just black flagged himself. He was really hot when he got to that yellow cone. And now we got a bunch of drivers coming off in pit road. They're being led by Aaron Davidson in the 03. The 11 of Mike Todd is tail end of the lead lap. Todd's got to hold on. Aaron Davidson right behind Mike Todd. Todd being scored in the 20th spot, the last driver on the lead lap, and he moves up the track a little bit. That gives Aaron Davidson enough room. Davidson stays down low. He's going to put Todd down a lap. So Aaron Davidson now, your top runner. Well, kinda.
Kinda, sorta.
There's an exception to the rule, and that's Alex Edelman and Blade Timmons. They're now just coming off from pit road. I don't think they're going to get up to speed enough to stay in front of Aaron Davidson. Davidson has a big head of steam. The 51 and the 30 go with him, and around he goes.
Blake Timmons in the 23, he tried all that he could do to give that 55 a good bump, but it wasn't enough.
Aaron Davidson, your race leader. Travis Elliott in the 51, right behind him in the second spot. Third place belongs to Todd Poston in the 30. And then we start mixing up a couple of drivers that are down a lap. Speaking of, Greg O'Berry goes down another lap. The 10 car, who was riding up front towards the beginning of this race, now finds himself down 2 laps in the 22nd spot. The 26 car is Darrell Calder. He is down a lap and wouldn't mind getting it back. He would have to work with the 11 of Mike Todd right behind him to try and pass some of these drivers in front of him. DJ Mitchell in the 6th spot, going to try and figure out a way to get around these slower cars. And oh, the 11 pops out. The 11 moves up a lane, and that is going to be it for him. As the 61, our pole sitter tonight, DJ Mitchell, stays down low. He's got Cody Sleeper right behind him. Not for position, but gets you a little bit on the track, and that is what you need to be able to do every single lap. Now Greg O'Berry down pit road. And just hitting his pit stall. We'll see how long he's on pit road. And it looks like he's doing it by himself.
Yeah, right now, Chris, it looks like 16 drivers on the lead lap. Darrell Calder in the 26 is the first one, I'm believing, 1 lap down. And you can add Mike Todd, Colby Collins, Donald Bennett, Roy Fernandez to that group there. Greg O'Berry showing 2 laps down right now.
Yeah, it's not going to be long before he's 3 laps down, as he is still being shown on pit road now. 3 laps down.
Yep, 3 laps down now, yep.
Well, Aaron Davidson picking up where he left off last week at Bristol, leading the way here at Talladega. Travis Elliott, Todd Poston in 2nd and 3rd.
That's the catch up to Stephen Pugh there. The 56 right now, Chris, doing only 188 miles per hour. And as you said, Davidson doing 198, so just about 10 faster there. Elliott 199. Of course, Elliott's right behind the 03, so he's getting a little bit of an extra little speed boost there.
Yeah,
These
Elliott
cars are cranking.
kind of in the catbird seat there. He's got a pull from the 03 and a push from the 30, and he's loving life. Speaking of loving life, if you are a sim racer and you don't have a button box, why don't you love life a little bit more and go out over to SimBox, SimBox PC on Facebook. Get yourself a SimBox. It's amazing how much better you can do when you don't have to think about the black box. You can just start flipping switches.
I mean, they're a huge, huge game changer, let me tell you. Huge.
Maybe you do some other types of sim driving or flying or any other type of sim. Again, SimBox is a way to go. Right now, Aaron Davidson doesn't need anything except for his right foot and a little left hand English on that steering wheel as he is leading the way with Travis Elliott, Todd Poston, Alex Edelman, Blade Timmons, DJ Mitchell, and Cody Sleeper right on his tail. "35 laps being worked right now. Just a few laps away from halfway here at Talladega. 2 stops down, probably 2 more to go. Unless my math is completely wrong. Yeah, we'll see. Ram, I think he owes you. Nothing wrong with that. You just say, son, I would like a SimBox, please. Even if you're not gonna, just go ahead and get yourself a SimBox anyway. It's worth it. Support those who support this awesome racing here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Salt Flat has been with us since day one. The Cup Series started just, what was it, a season ago, I think it was. Maybe, yeah, it was last season, I believe.
Yep.
And boy, these guys, they're pretty good people. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a pleasure having them here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Like I said, one of the leagues that were here since day one. Well, milk does about it good. Davidson running him through the tri-oval one more time to start lap number 38 as he is going to cross the start-finish line. Starts lap 38. Let's go ahead and call it. We are halfway through.
Well, maybe when they get like, we're almost halfway through. We're almost
close enough.
No. Let's see. No, almost, and now we are halfway through.
Okay,
there you go.
Fair enough. Ram, thank you. It's a pleasure to be able to bring them to you. There's no doubt about that. We love doing it. This is one of those deals I didn't think I was going to like doing. I don't really like the sound of my own voice. Well, here I am doing it anyway.
All the fan mail I get says that it's a sexy sounding voice. I'm just saying.
I did have one say I have a voice for radio and a face to match.
And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Davidson, Elliott, and Poston leading the way. The 55 being very patient here tonight. Alex Edelman in the Wonder Bread machine, trying to lock and load. Just hasn't had an opportunity yet.
He needs to get up onto that 30 and just yell out, slingshot and gate and just go. Well, thank you very much for that, Ram.
That's
why we do it.
Yeah, no kidding. Another lap completed here at Talladega, and they are clicking off quickly. You would think this big track would be kind of a slower pace, but tonight, with no caution so far, it has been extremely quick.
But, you and I we're debating there when we're watching practice, and we're like, is this 75 laps, 75 miles? We're trying to figure it all out because things do change every now and then. And I was like, no, Chris, I believe it's 75 laps. And we're like, well, this could be a long one. And you're right, it could be. But the caliber of the drivers here at the Salt Flat Cup Series, it's been clean, Chris. They're ticking off just like it's a short track, man.
Oh, Aaron Davidson almost had a miscue with the 03 as he was trying to go around the 2 of Hagedorn. He let it sail up just a little bit higher. The 51 had a position on him and was nice enough to let him back in.
If the 51 of Elliott gets a little closer to the back bumper of Davidson, Chris, what you should do is drop down into the cockpit view and show the viewers basically how much you can't see.
we'll just do it right now because he's right on the back bumper. I've been in this position a couple of times tonight just to kind of show off the track a little bit and how close these guys get. Now, in the corner, you see him back off just a little bit. That is by design. You want to be very careful as they come down pit road. I was going to say you want to be very careful with the back bumper of the guy ahead of you, but not right now as they blast down onto pit road. The 61 is really coming on strong here as Mitchell trying to keep up with everybody here tonight. Our pole sitter having a fantastic night. He came in and he was running in the 5th spot. Alex Edelman, Blade Timmons stay out on the track. So a 2-car run right now. And we're going to see what the guys behind him do. Right behind him, it's Cody Levitt. Levitt has Michael Bromley. So they're currently being scored in the 9th and 10th spot. I haven't talked a lot about them tonight. They've been hanging out towards the rear, but Rick, pretty soon you're going to have to get it going.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The time, to really push hard, it's coming. I mean, we still got a few laps to go, but it is picking off very, very quick as Edelman and Timmons come down pit road for their service.
Yeah, and Aaron Davidson and company come back out onto the track trying to build up speed. And a little bit of separation going on here in the top 5. Oh, Cody Sleeper trying to make a little change of position. As Travis Elliott, a little bit slow on pit road, goes from the 2nd spot all the way back to 6th. Now, some of this stuff is going to change as Edelman and Timmons are back out on track. But it shouldn't take very long for our race leaders to catch them. You see Jamie Lynn, she's the last car on the lead lap. He's getting around these guys right now, and he knows he's got a freight train coming. It is our top 5 or 6 drivers, and they are locked in step. Oh, they were. Now, Aaron Davidson getting a push from Todd Poston that kind of sent the car a little sideways. Might have to write a little hate mail on that one, as I'm sure Aaron had to correct that steering wheel a little bit. But to be fair, those 2 drivers trying to stay with the race leader. Poston right now being scored in the 2nd spot. DJ Mitchell, our pole sitter, in the 3rd position. And it's Alex Edelman, Blade Timmons, Cody Sleeper, Travis Elliott, Brandon Dennis, Cody Levitt, and Michael Bromley rounding out the top 10. So just about half the field, at least a lap down right now, as this race continues to motor on, and so is Todd Poston, who just went around and took the race lead. So it's going to be Poston, Mitchell, and Davidson, your top 3, with Edelman in the 55 trying to lock and load still, Rick, and it's not working out for him yet. He's having trouble getting to the back bumper of anybody. Maybe a little timid here to do it with 30 laps to go.
I think what the big problem is Cal Knott Jr. not showing up to the track tonight. I'm not seeing the Old Spice machine out there anywhere.
So it only works if they're both on track?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Down the back stretch they go. Todd Poston leading the way. DJ Mitchell, our pole sitter, in 2nd. And Davidson in 3rd. A little bit of a separation back to Edelman. We're talking about a car, maybe a car and a half. The 23 of Blade Timmons right on the back door of Edelman. Cody Sleeper started in 6th spot tonight, and that's where he's currently running in the 6th position. Travis Elliott up 3 into the 7th spot. Brandon Dennis working back here with another group of cars. Brandon running a +7 on the race here tonight. He's in 8th position after starting 15th. Cody Levitt in the 38 running in 9th. He's up 7 to get there. And Michael Bromley in that mission 22. Brom something, I forget what I said earlier in practice, Rick, but It's the Mission 22. I remember that. On the side of that number
yeah.
5 car. He's running in 9th spot. Cody Levitt now in 10th.
Yeah, yeah boy Brom.
Yeah, boy Brom. That's right. Then there's this group of cars. Brandon Feeney following a few cars that are a lap down. The 83 hanging on to that lead lap. Danny Venezuela, he's been quiet out there tonight, but the 04 are getting it done. He's sitting in the 12th spot. Jamie Leach in the 13 is in 13th spot. Jared Hagedorn, Mike Todd, Jason Griffith, Daryl Calder, Steve Pugh, Roy Fernandez, Donald Bennett, Colby Combs, and of course Greg O'Berry out there as well. We had 22 drivers start. All 22 drivers are still on the track. Top 12 on the lead lap. Todd Poston leading the way. DJ Mitchell, Aaron Davidson right behind him, along with Alex Edelman and Blake Timmons. Cody Sleeper in that mix, along with the 51 of Travis Elliott. Jamie Leach in the black 13. He is the first car, 1 lap down. Wouldn't mind trying to get it back the old-fashioned way. He's in a perfect spot to try and get a lucky dog position, though. Travis Elliott in the 51. He took a peek to the outside, but Leach didn't want to go. So we say, stay single file. Oh, now the 51 looking to the inside. Cody Sleeper lets it float out just a little bit, and Elliott very quick to the inside lane. And he takes away a spot, so passing can be done. We kind of knew that. We just haven't seen a lot of it.
Now, just to update you a little bit, Chris, only 21 cars out there on track right now. That 22nd position car, the 10 of Greg O'Berry, has packed it up and left the racing surface. Heading back to the shop to get the number 10 ready for week number 8, which is North Wilkesboro.
Oh, boy. Yeah, he did, and he did it. I know, he did it before I said anything, so my bad.
That's okay.
Cody Sleeper working the inside of Elliott. These two going back and forth, swapping it up once again. And it's only a matter of time now, with about 25 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line, before we start seeing some movement, I think. Well, make it 26 to go. That's true. The way iRacing scores their laps, that would be the correct number, 26. Todd Poston, DJ Mitchell up front. Mitchell, our pole sitter tonight, but Todd Poston coming out of nowhere, a plus 12 to take over the race lead. Aaron Davidson sits in that 3rd spot, and Alex Edelman still trying to find the back bumper.
And again, honestly, that's another thing I love about Talladega, Daytona, Chris. It doesn't matter where you start. I mean, as long as you can keep your car clean and you have a couple of other friends or teammates out there to work with. Maybe they're not your teammates all season long, but, you know, if you can click with a couple of drivers, you can go from last to first in no time.
It is possible. And now we're at that 25 laps to go. I believe we are going to have at least one more pit stop here.
And the lot can change.
Yeah, oh yeah. Top 7 cars are running nose to tail. Then we have Jamie Leach, the first car 1 lap down. It's an 8-car train heading around this track. And Danny V might be in trouble. Venezuela, the next one on the hit parade, as Todd Poston blasting around this big track. And Danny is running by himself. Let's see how these guys work around the 04. They're going to go top side. And they all do it almost instantaneously. Now the separation as they begin folding back down into that lower lane. The 51 and the 01 still getting it on. Travis Elliott and Cody Sleeper still poking fun at each other a little bit.
Venezuela needs to reach over behind him and grab another Raise energy and pound that thing.
Drop some into the gas tank, something.
That's right.
Schwartz Fuel, I think that's what it's called. Putting it through turns 3 and 4, then Todd Poston brings it to the front stretch now. Looking for that tri-oval one more time, Rick.
You're right, and I'm hearing that he was calling out for a pit stop there, so the 38 also getting ready to come down, so the 5. So yeah, Chris, they're definitely going to do it again. The good news for Venezuela, though, he was able to catch the draft of the 51 of Elliott.
Yeah, that's pretty big, actually. That's going to save him a little bit and really does put him in that situation where if the big one does happen here at Talladega, and right now I have no reason to believe it will, but if it were to happen, as long as it's not the cars in front of him, he'd have a shot at getting his lap back. Danny's got the best pit crew on pit road, though. Over the wall racing, getting ready to go. And Todd Poston brings it across the stripes one more time as Danny is on pit road for service. Rick, have you ever seen a team get over the wall quite that quick?
No, not at all. Not at all. We haven't talked about that joke in forever. that was almost the name of Turn 3 Racing Network there. That was in the running. We love you, Danny. It's good to see you out on track. At least you got the go nads big enough to do it. I mean, Muth, I don't see Muth out there.
Oh, he was out there last week for the Bristol Dirt Race, and here comes our race leaders down pit road. Todd Poston and company trying to wall him up. Oh, the 03 having a little bit of a trouble. It slipped, it slid, but I think he was able to hold on to it. Edelman and Timmons stay out on track. So they're going to try to get around this track fast enough to not lose the race leaders. That's the trick here. This can work both ways. We'll see if these two cars can keep up when it all cycles out with the race leaders.
I mean, that might work for him, Chris. I mean, the thing about Talladega and Daytona is the chances of a driver taking tires to have an extended pit stop is very low.
Well, here they come down pit road now. Edelman and Timmons shake it down pit road, and that should give the lead back over to Todd Poston if they're able to get around track fast enough. Now, they're just coming off from pit road, so they've got about a lap or a lap and a half before they're up to full song. The Exalta number 30, though, has got a huge lead, and that could spell disaster. Behind him, DJ Mitchell and Aaron Davidson, Cody Sleeper, and Travis Elliott are starting to build up speed, and Todd Poston might be a sitting duck. Oh, they don't pull the trigger. They stay behind him. They had the momentum, and they didn't pull the trigger. Can that come back to haunt them? 19 laps to go. Edelman and Timmons out in front of your race leaders trying to build up speed. It's going to be tight. I don't think Timmons is going to be able to do it. Edelman maybe. Oh, Timmons makes a big aggressive move to try and hold on to the draft. But he wasn't able to do it. That's going to hurt.
That's going to hurt a lot.
Now, can the 55 of Edelman keep up with him? Oh boy, I don't know, Rick. It's going to be tight. No, I don't think so. Maybe because the 51 is a little slow right now. Maybe.
I'm looking at Edelman's speed right now. Well, it just went down. It was 197. Elliott was 199. But now Edelman 193. Elliott 200. So Might be catching it just a little bit, but
Wade Timmons, though, is gone. He is not in the draft. He is going to say goodbye to that group of cars in front of him. Alex Edelman trying desperately to hold on to the draft, and that separation starting to grow. Not a good sign for the 55 with 18 laps to go. Up front, Todd Poston leading the charge. As Edelman has for sure, Rick, lost that draft.
yes, he has.
All right. Well, we could be looking in the top 5 here at the eventual race winner, or we could be looking at a pile of scrap. We don't know how this one's going to turn up yet. What Edelman needs to do is he needs to back up to Blade Timmons so that at least the 2 cars are working in conjunction with each other. He's not going to catch him by himself. He may as well fall back and let the draft help a little bit. Meanwhile, 5-car breakaway for the race win potentially with 17 laps to go. Todd Poston, DJ Mitchell, and Aaron Davidson, your top 3. Davidson had a podium in the very first race of the season at Daytona, and he would like to do it again.
Well, he's in the right spot, but right now, I mean, any of those 5 drivers could definitely win. The bad news is if they start fanning out going 2 by 2, that's when mistakes can happen. I mean, 16 laps left to go, coming to 15.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's it. DB, Donald Bennett, heads up to the middle lane as the leaders go on by. DB down another lap. Still one of the best looking race cars on track.
And we definitely appreciate the support here at the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Todd Poston, DJ Mitchell, and Aaron Davidson leading the way, and Cody Sleeper might be getting a little anxious. Keep an eye on the 01. Watch out for Travis Elliott. He's led some here tonight. He wouldn't mind jumping that Ford back up to the top. Top 5 drivers, all Chevys, except for the 5th place runner, Travis Elliott, in the Ford. And I'm going to go ahead and say something. It doesn't surprise me. Fords are actually known to be better pushers than they are leaders, and that's exactly what Elliott is doing right now. He is pushing 4 cars in front of him.
That's just because Ford drivers are used to pushing, buddy. Oh, boom, boom.
Ouch.
I had to. I'm sorry. You left that one wide open. You have to admit.
Okay. Well, at least the Mustang would roll on its own.
No, I mean, it's a small field for Ford tonight. It's only Elliott, and it looks like Hagedorn.
Yeah, it is. Two Fords, 3
Fords,
Toyotas.
3 Toyotas, and the rest of the bow ties.
$13 laps to settle this one, and I don't believe we have seen anything yet. It feels like, Rick, it feels like these guys are getting a little itchy on the steering wheel.
But you know what's been fabulous, Chris, is, you know, we broadcast a lot of races. I've raced a lot of super speedways, and this has to be one of the best as they come down pit road. One of the best showings of respect and just taking things easy. They know that it's a long race, but there's plenty of things, you know, plenty of time to do things. And it's just been amazing. I mean, I actually kind of feel bad for Stephen Herman down there in race control right now. I mean, hopefully he's getting a good nap in.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't feel bad for him. It's a nice, easy night, especially after Bristol dirt, but good racing all around, and that can make race control very happy. Again, top 5 drivers are on pit road. Alex Edelman, Blade Timmons going to try and take advantage, but Rick, being off sequence like this is going to hurt them again. I don't know. It's not going to be good. And now they're racing side by side. Again, not what you want to be doing. You want to be pinned to the back bumper.
Exactly.
Trying to find as much speed as possible out there. Edelman and Timmons first and second, but behind them it has started to shape up a little bit, and boy did it change on pit road. Let's go back and take a look. Todd Poston still going to be leading that group of drivers, and here comes Cody Levitt out of nowhere with the 5 of Michael Bromley. Wow. Okay, things are really starting to shape up here with 11 laps. Oh boy. Here comes Cody Sleeper to the outside of Poston, along with Davidson. Uh-oh. Things are changing. And this is what I love about Talladega. It changes in a heartbeat. Got these 2 drivers way out in front.
Oh, Hagedorn going around.
Uh-oh. Caution on the field as Jared Hagedorn having some issues in the 2 car. And I don't believe he's the only car affected. And this will change the race yet again. All right, let's go take a look and see what happened to the Milwaukee number 2. He was running in that top lane. The 11 was underneath him. Don't think he saw him. Didn't hear a spot. And oh boy. Oh boy, it happens quick.
And unfortunately, the camera angle that I'm looking at looks like a little bit of net code. I mean, it would have happened eventually, no doubt, if Hagedorn kept coming down into the 11.
Yeah, the 48, the 56 also involved in that one. The 48, Colby Collins. The 56, Steve Pugh. So 4 cars involved. And the 2 doesn't look all that bad. Under caution for the first time here tonight at Talladega, here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, with 10 laps to go. Our race leader, Alex Edelman.
I mean, I know I always say this too, Chris, but if the admins want to start the race over, feel free. I have nothing to do all night. I love it here.
Well, Edelman and Timmons going to bring it down pit road, along with Danny V, Daryl Calder, Michael Bromley, Cody Levitt, all coming down pit road. And these guys may have an advantage, Rick. We always talk about tires and how they don't really matter here at Talladega. But if you can get a set of 4 with 10 laps to go and not go down a lap, there it is. Alex Edelman, right side's up and down. Let's see if the left side goes up. It does. 4 tire stop for Alex Edelman, and what a good call. It may not make a huge difference, but trust me when I say it does make a difference. And some of these guys up top may be sitting ducks.
I mean, fresh rubber is always better than old rubber, you know, and the speeds that they're going to be be able to carry. It's going to be interesting. And I'm seeing a lot of drivers out there actually had the same idea, Chris.
All right, well, we're going to keep the picture right where it is while we're here under caution. I'm going to throw on some grid music, even though they're not gridding. And we're going to take a little break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. When we come back, the conclusion of this 75 lapper live here at Talladega. All right, we're getting ready to go back under the green flag. When we do, it's going to be 7 laps to go. The pace truck lights are off, and I can't call it a Chevy anymore. They got rid of the bow tie on the front, and well, it's probably a good thing because maybe it wouldn't have made it around this big 2.5-mile track without dropping a ball joint. But nonetheless, the lights are off, either by design or a broken switch. We're getting ready to go back under the green here. Again, 7 laps to go. And Rick, we were talking about it here while we had the music playing. We've got a pretty good mix of drivers that came down about 3 or 4 laps ago and took fuel only. And then everybody else came down and, well, they did something a little different.
Yeah, there's some cup cars out there, Chris, with a fresh set of fresh set of Goodyear racing tires. We'll see what's going to happen here. I mean, it could be interesting. They could have all been for no reason whatsoever, or we might see some amazing things happen here.
Well, if anything, there are going to be drivers out there that feel like they can do anything, and that could get dangerous. I mean, this could be the classic caution brings out a caution, but we're going to find out here as the pace truck rolls down and gets ready to pull on a pit road. And we have a little ways to go here before we go through that tri-oval. Cody Sleeper restarting this one as your race leader. He's starting on the outside to the inside. It's going to be Aaron Davidson. Starting in third, it's going to be the 30 of Todd Poston and Travis Elliott to the outside. Green waves. Cody Sleeper hits the loud pedal. The 51 gives a push. Oh, Travis Elliott with a great restart. Gotta go. Now is the time. 7 laps to go. And things are getting a little dicey down there on the inside lane. Poston was thinking about stepping out, didn't do it. And DJ Mitchell also taking a peek to the outside lane in his 61. We go back single file, top 6 cars.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how long they stay there, Chris. As the 30 starting to peak out a little bit there. We'll see what they do. This isn't the time now with only 6 laps left to go to stay single file.
Aaron Davidson making that car 12 feet wide as he is blocking the 30 from every chance to try and get to the side of him. 6 laps to go. Oh, this is going to be fun.
This is when all the drivers' hearts start pounding very, very fast, Chris. I know next time by, they're going to get the 5 fingers up in the air to signify 5 laps to go. And that's what they have to do. They're going to have to go.
Now, to this point, you were riding the track. You weren't really maybe racing very hard, but now it is, in fact, time to go. You see Roy Fernandez, the first car 1 lap down. He's way to the outside. He's going to try and find himself a lap back in case of a caution. But the other thing that's doing is it's not allowing some of these drivers on the lead lap to pop out to the outside.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
The 51 of Travis Elliott, though, he is out there, and he's got Roy Fernandez breaking the air all the way through. That Ford Mustang looking to try and work his way up front. The outside lane trying to form up. It's got Roy Fernandez, Travis Elliott, and the 38 of Cody Levitt. Meanwhile, up front, leading this whole charge, it's going to be Cody Sleeper and Aaron Davidson. Davidson starting to get a little separation from Todd Poston. Poston now back to the back bumper. I think Todd Poston would go with Aaron Davidson if he drops to the outside. Poston again taking a peek, couldn't quite get there. And he has got to run halfway through that corner. On to the backstretch now. 4 laps to go. Look at Davidson holding on to it. Oh, boy. Todd Poston pushing for everything he's got, trying to find a lane. Here comes the 5 of Bromley. Bromley down on the inside, trying to make a spot. Travis Elliott is his closest competition, and Bromley takes it over. Now Bromley goes to the outside of Roy Fernandez, and Michael Bromley making a push to the front. Bromley not done yet here in the 5. Cody Sleeper still leads the way. Alex Edelman looks like he's ready to go to the outside. He does, and Blade Timmon goes out with him. Todd Poston now goes to the outside.
Oh,
everybody moving out. Oh boy. Here we go. It's that big one we were talking about. And it's not even that big, but it's enough to bring out that caution.
Alex Edelman, that is not what I meant by slingshot engaged, brother. Thank God this is just a sim.
All right, well, let's go back and take a peek. You see everybody starting to fan out. They know it's go time. The 23 gets in the 30, the 30 gets in the 03, and the 55 goes for, oh my goodness. And Bromley too, heavy damage. The 61, our pole sitter tonight, DJ Mitchell got a piece of it. And Aaron Davidson able to drive away. All right, let's do this one more time. We're gonna hop into the cockpit of Alex Edelman. And around we go. You see the flaps deploy, and Edelman able to keep all 4 eventually back on the track, but not before heavy damage. As we are back under caution with 3 laps to go. Roy Fernandez gonna get his lap back, so put 12 back on the lead lap. But we've got a couple of cars that are seriously hurt on pit road that may not be able to make it back out. Alex Edelman, Michael Bromley. Meanwhile, Cody Sleeper, Blade Timmons, Todd Poston, your top 3. Cody Levitt coming out of nowhere. He's running in 4th. Travis Elliott in the 51. He's been a top 5 contender for most of the evening, running in that 5th spot. Brandon Feeney. Unbelievably, Feeney doesn't have a mark on that thing.
Nope, nice and clean.
Jamie Leach in the 13, running in the 7th spot. Aaron Davidson with that damage and being part of that accident has fallen back to the 8th position. And it's DJ Mitchell, Roy Fernandez, Danny Venezuela. Top 11 cars now on the lead lap. Yep. Change that. Venezuela now back down a lap. So top 10. And Rick, we're gonna green white checker this thing.
Yes, sir.
Remember that little thing I said about cautions, breeding cautions? Well, here it is. Another fine example. As it looks like somebody back there is letting out the smoke. Can't tell who that may be. Oh yeah, that's DJ Mitchell. Mitchell, our pole sitter tonight, is letting the smoke out. Somebody needs to tell him engines run on smoke, and once you let it out, they stop running.
But it's only 3 laps. You can do it. I mean, I'm going to stick up for the drivers. I mean, that wasn't, I don't believe it was really a cautions, breeding cautions moment. I mean, that's 3 laps to go at Talladega. Like you said, Chris, that's it's either go or blow time. And it looks like Mitchell, well, he went and blew.
Well, he's working on it. He's still letting the smoke out.
It's just burning a little oil. It's all good.
Yeah. The valves aren't seated quite right in the heads.
See, us Chevy drivers, we all know, okay, that to use a little oil is okay. The engine's just hungry and thirsty. It's all good.
Uh-huh.
That car will do at least another 150,000 miles.
I don't think so, buddy. I don't know that it's going to do 3 laps, let alone 150,000 miles. We're going to find out, though, as the pace truck lights have come down. And we're going to get ready to put this thing back under green again. Green, white, checkered. And I don't think we're done yet. All right. Heading down the backstretch, I'm watching Porter Mitchell, our pole sitter here tonight, was doing so well. And now the car is it's a shell.
See, what Mitchell needs to do is he needs to call down to the pit crew of the 83 to drop some of that liquid moly into the engine. It's just time to do it.
Come on, Feeney, share.
I mean, he might be able to, if he doesn't share, he can ask Sleeper to get some of that magic mystery oil. Oh, Feeney did offer. Feeney's definitely watching the broadcast. Mitchell says it ain't gonna help though, but thank you.
All right, pace truck is back down onto pit road, and we're gonna get ready to go back under the green. Remember, green, white, checkered rules will apply here. Cody Sleeper, your race leader. He hits the loud pedal. We're back under the green flag. And these cars are coming back up to speed. Well, most of them.
Most of them.
Sleeper Timmons running side by side and door to door, heading through turns 1 and 2 onto the backstretch now. Blade Timmons on the outside, trying to get a run. Cody Sleeper trying to hold him off on the inside. Sleeper has got Todd Poston, and Timmons has got Cody Levitt. Oh, Poston down under the yellow line. Look out. Oh, the 03 going around again, and there goes Danny Venezuela. Caution again. Oh, boy. These guys are having so much fun here at Talladega, they don't want it to end. Well, we throw 3 laps back on the scoreboard. And let's go back. You see the 30 go down below the yellow line. Everybody starts to check up. The 03 gets into the 4, the 04, the 48, and somebody went sailing off onto the inside. Aaron Davidson's been involved in 2 accidents in a row, and that car still looks like it can go fast. The right rear is up a little bit. The fenders don't look too bad.
No, he did a great job keeping it out of the outside wall there too during that accident. He really locked up the brakes to save the front end.
So attempt number 2 around the corner. And poor DJ, he's got to go again. And there's a shot out of the windshield of DJ Mitchell. It's getting hard to see
It is.
as the car is, oh, it looks like he might be saving fuel. Or he's just trying to keep the temperature down. Daryl Collier goes around the pace truck. He's going to get a lap back next time by. Lights will shut off. We're going to go back under the green flag in about 2 laps. So we're going to step away for just another moment. And when we come back, maybe it'll be the conclusion of this one. We'll be right back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And we're back live here at Talladega, getting ready for attempt number 2 at a green, white, checkered flag, green, white caution. My goodness, I might be foretelling there, Rick. I'm not sure anymore.
I think it's going to be fine. Yeah, it's got to be there. I mean, they only have one more attempt after this one.
All right, so a little bit different here. I believe. Yeah, Cody Sleeper still the race leader. He's going to restart on the outside lane. Blade Timmons to the inside. Then it's going to be Cody Levitt inside row 2. The 51 of Travis Elliott. That Ford Mustang running in the 4 spot. Brandon Feeney going to be restarting in the 5th position with Todd Poston to his outside. Then it's going to be the 13. Excuse me. Yeah, no, the 13 of Jamie Leach with Aaron Davidson to his outside. So Davidson got a long way to go if he wants to be on the podium again for a super speedway. Then it's going to be the 3 of Roy Fernandez restarting in 9th spot. Daryl Calder, DJ Mitchell, our pole sitter, and well, he's the smoker out there. The last cars on the lead lap. Everybody's getting ready to go once again as the pace truck drops down onto pit road. Waiting for that green flag to fly. It could be for the last time this race. Green is out. And it's a drag race on the front stretch. Cody Sleeper with a good restart. He's got Travis Elliott right behind him, giving him a push. Cody Sleeper to the race lead. Now the Mustang.
Elliott hanging.
Yeah, he did. Travis Elliott to the outside. He's got Poston behind him on the bottom side, though.
Boy.
Blade Timmons has got Cody Levitt and Brandon Feeney right behind him. The inside lane trying to go. And Cody Sleeper leading the way. Travis Elliott trying to do anything he can with that Ford Mustang. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go when they take. Oh, we're going undercut. Oh, my goodness. They didn't.
No.
Oh, man. Blade Timmons somehow held on to it, and so did Travis Elliott. Elliott with the better end of that deal as he goes up to 2nd spot. And Blade Timmons falls back to 5th, now back up to 4th spot. Oh, my goodness. I thought they were going around. White flag in the air. No more cautions going to count now. It is all the way to the checkered flag, and Cody Sleeper leads them down the backstretch. Cody Levitt in the 3rd spot. May want to take a peek. Right behind him is the 23 of Blade Timmons. Lets it all hang out. And he's not going to have the speed. Feeney's going to go around him. Brandon Feeney going to pick up 4th spot as they're on the front stretch. Working the tri-oval. The 51 gives a little love tap to Cody Sleeper. Here comes Cody Levitt. Not going to be able to get there. Cody Sleeper, your race winner. Travis Elliott and Cody Levitt going to be your top 3. Wow.
Wow is right.
Okay. Well, this one's done. And what a race for Cody Sleeper. Up 5 after starting in 6th spot to win the race. Travis Elliott, Cody Levitt, all having a fantastic night here. Brandon Feeney, let's give him some props for a 4th place finish. Jamie Leach at one time was down a lap, ends up finishing in the 5th spot. All right, stand by for just a moment. We're going to get some post-race interviews ready to go. And welcome back live here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. It was an exciting finish, and well, all good things must come to an end. We've got our top 3 finishers right here. We're going to start off with our 3rd place finisher, the number 38 of Cody Levitt. Cody, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sirs.
Well, buddy, up 13 spots to take a podium. That's a heck of a ride for that 38.
Yeah, it's all luck here, though, so nothing special.
Well, it may be all luck, but this could be the boost that you were looking for this season. It hasn't exactly gone your way here. Is this the thing that's going to turn your season around?
I mean, we can hope so. I'm always looking for top 5s. I think this is my 2nd one.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, who do you have on the 38 that you need to thank, and don't include Roger?
I gotta thank Roger.
Okay.
I gotta thank all my teammates that I like running with. Jamie, Leach, Josiah, Donald, Bennett. Thank the league for putting this on. Thank you guys in the booth for broadcasting us. You guys do a great job. Thank Bromley. Thank our race control. All the guys that take time out of their day to do this stuff. And also go Knights go.
All right, buddy. Well, go Knights go. It's right on the quarter panel. It's everywhere on that thing. Congratulations once again on your third place finish. Rick, I believe you caught up with Travis Elliott.
I did. Travis Elliott, driver of the number 51. You got Rick Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, brother.
Yeah, how y'all doing tonight?
Oh man, we're doing great. Not as great as you though. Top running Ford coming home in second place, up 8 positions since the drop of the green flag. Did you have a little bit of fun out there?
Honestly, no. This draft package is awful. It's fun when you have people going with you around the outside, but you just can't pass unless you have a group of cars behind you that'll be willing to go with you. And shout out to the 01 there for putting his car up front, and you just can't pass unless you get a run coming out of a turn or have somebody going with you. And as soon as you make that move and no one goes with you, they drop back. So that's why I just kind of fell in behind him and just kept pushing him because that's all you can really do. But had a lot of fun racing when it was 2x2. You can get really cool runs from pretty deep in the field. But other than that, this package isn't fun.
It looks like you're having fun out there, though, because you definitely put the work in tonight. I mean, I think you were one of the top-rated pushers out there. I mean, you were working with everybody and just trying to help out. So, congratulations, to you and good job. And come second, not bad here at Talladega. Car a little beat up, but not too bad. Who do you got to thank on that 51?
I want to thank Aspen Belvin for making this beautiful Sun King Wing Mac paint scheme. I want to thank Vapid Racing. I want to thank Three Wide Motorsports for letting me run with them on their team this season, DJ and Todd. Shout outs to our race control, Mr. Squirman Herman. You guys up in the booth. Turn 3 does a great job on broadcast. Always love going and watching them back. And shout out to the winner there.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations once again. Get ready for next week because it's going to change a little bit. We're going to North Wilkesboro. How you feeling about that?
I have 0 laps there, so at least in this car.
Oh boy! Well,
heard it's fun. Heard it's fun though. Heard it's actually a good package there.
It is. I think you're going to enjoy it a lot, man. Well, congratulations coming in second here tonight.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, that's driver of the number 51, Travis Elliott, bringing it home in the second spot, and that leaves us with 1-0-1. Cody Sleeper. This is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you guys loud and clear.
Man, what a race for you, bud. It was, man, you were all over the place, but truly never really left the top 5 once you were able to get there. And what a race for you. Why don't you just take me through it and we'll chat.
Yeah, man, it was a crazy race. Definitely wasn't anticipating, it turning out so well. But I gotta, give it to Aaron, and Roy throughout the race. We had great teamwork, and then what really set it up, in a position for me was just the green flag pit stops. I was just trying to drive it in as deep as possible, to get a couple positions here and there on those green flag pit stops. But man, it was a fun race. We had quite a few laps there where we went green, so it was good.
Yeah, we definitely had long green flag runs, and then caution comes out, which of course brings out another caution, and then surprise, another caution. What were you thinking during that kind of time period there? Because you still had a little bit of room that you had to make up. Yeah.
So on that, I think third to last caution, I thought I was in a pretty good position there, and then that second to last one came out, and I think I had lost my position. And starting up top, on that last one, I knew I had to get a perfect start, and it was going to be a drag race going into the turn. So, but luckily, thankfully, it worked out, and Travis, I think, who was behind me at the end, was just trying to hold it, because he was pushing and just trying to hold on to her best I could.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, bringing it home in first spot. Who do you got on the 01 that you need to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Roy. It's always fun racing with him, and Aaron, Greg O'Berry. Those are a good group of guys. And they know their stuff, So, and I also got to thank you guys at Turn 3. You guys always do a great job of broadcasting this, and just the league and the admins and girlfriend watching upstairs possibly. But I always throw a shout out to her. But anyway, that's all I got. It was a great race. Glad I could pull the win in.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch, bud. Congratulations once again, going out to the 01. Driven by Cody Sleeper, our race winner here tonight. And it has been a blast, Rick. Talladega, of course, one of our favorite tracks. Both of us love the high banks and the high speed. And it was really something to watch here tonight, bud.
It really was, man. I mean, I'm glad, I didn't have anything. I'm glad it wasn't switched over from last week. Not that, I don't like Bristol, but Talladega was a fabulous race. Again, to the drivers, I know the ending was a little bit rough, but overall, the racing was fantastic, and I look forward to next week too. I mean, we're going to another historic track, Chris, North Wilkesboro, so I think it's going to be interesting to see the Cup cars run there. I haven't seen that yet. Usually seeing the ARCA cars and late models, stuff like that, so I'm looking forward to that too. But I think we're in for a good show next week too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in once again to the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't done it yet, make sure to head on over to Facebook, type in SimBox PC, get yourself a SimBox. And yeah, Feeney, you did a good job, bud. 4th place, not bad. And I want to shout out for Ram Fam, who unfortunately won't be joining us live here anymore, but there's always the replays. And with that, we will see you again next time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, live from North Wilkesboro. Have a great night, everybody.